Morning guys, we're back down at the boat again. Filthy weather, it's raining, it's really windy, yeah, torrential. I'm gonna pan around and show you the devastation here at Red Hill Marina. Everything is just running with water. There's Big Earnie. I did actually say to Ash this morning, I wonder whether the high winds would have blown him off. They were sleepers, and Ash just laughed. Don't know why, that was so funny. A genuine question. But yeah, got some stuff to do this weekend. So last night, when did you red oxide the floor? Thursday? Yeah, so Ash came down after work and put some red oxide on the living room, sorry, on the kitchen floor. I've just fallen down a hole. So hopefully that will have dried. We're going to put the ballast back down. So just got into the boat, so that's where the chimney's blown off. And before we went, we actually put the base of the wet and dry hoover down there because potbellied stove was always getting wet with the chimney on. So we knew that that was a weak point, but dry in there, and it's dry throughout the boat, so that's a massive relief. Obviously I've had no rain or not much to speak of, so that's brilliant.
So earlier on, you would have seen me talking about making storage in the bathroom. So as normal, I've just proceeded straight on with it. I forgot all about the camera, to which I get told off. So here's one I started earlier.
It's like Blue Peter.
This is the board that was covering the clarifier. So I've took some measurements of where I need to be able to hinge it from on one side, and the door will open out into the room that way, and then internally we'll be able to put some shelves in it and give us some extra storage, which you can't go amiss with on a boat at all. All I need to do now, I've pre-cut a piano hinge. Here's one I prepared earlier. That will now get marked and drilled out, the screw over there, and marked and drilled out. Also on a door that I prepared earlier, and that will give us a door that opens out into what will be a little storage area the size of that, which toilet rolls or maybe toilet rolls. Yeah, that's it. So just mark this up. This will be a good face. It won't get painted, so it might hold it on really, but relevant. My promise is that we'll hold on to this end here, which you just can't see on the camera, so I'm going to turn it around. That's alright. That's done it like so, so the good face is now facing out to me. So, simple as reverse your hinge around, place it to where you want it to go. Straight that up a little bit, slightly bent where I cut it. Place it to where you want to go. Find your allotted pencil, or pen, if you use pen, serves me. Thank you. Put it place where you want it, so just draw around. Holes you need. Then, as always, pre-drill your holes. If you don't, you're going to round screw right off, or you're going to possibly put your timber.
You don't want to split timber, do you?
No, we want to put timber. That's that there. So that'll fit nicely there. So that's one we can set aside now. Then, although we've cut the door, we are going to need to plane the edge a little bit more, maybe 2 knots, so after the back of the hinge is wider than the socket of the blade. So I'm going to put screw holes in anyway, ready, and then plane it down afterwards. So turn that around.
So can you fit that and plane the other side?
You could do that, that's a good edge, so we're going to leave that edge.
Yeah, okay.
So,
are you not putting, you're not saying that we're going to put a nice beading on that?
it's already got it on the edge already.
Right,
So,
okay.
so hold your hinge on the side, mop them all up. Drop it the 200 a bit. Drop it the 200 a bit. 1mm, we'll do 2 cuts of it. So that should now give us the 2mm we require. We've got a hinge, we've got a couple of screws down there, so we'll just put some second hand screws in for now, because I need to find the box with good screws. You can't beat a good screw, before screw says it.
I was going to say that.
Really? That goes that way, that's the outside face. So it goes that way there. So, okay, so put your screw in that hole there. This is really interesting because your shades doesn't have glasses on. Come up there. Come on.
There?
There. Let's put a couple of screws in to hold it. That holding place for there. Then we'll bring our door wall up. Door wall up. My camera system will hold that there. It's the outside face. Should be right up. Have you got some more screws? Camera system?
2.
2. Why is 2 screws there? There we go.
Do you want me to hold the weight there?
I would have been better if I'd already put it in the first place, because I've tried to put these screw holes. I'll do upside down one side. That actually doesn't quite line up.
You need to take more off. No, that's fine. Perfect.
That does it, yeah. What I need to do is just pull that forwards. Lock that there, and just need to relock and re-drill.
There. That's a little bit offset. Home to truth. Huh? It's our tiny little wheel there. Not much though, really.
No, so we'll take a look off the edge. And that's about through quite. That's just a little bit high just up here. That's fine. So we'll pull these through now. No. Thank you.
So that's basically where the shelf is behind. And then you're going to put more mermaid boards on the inside of the shelf.
Yeah.
Quite a good little space. We can put shampoos in there. There's conditioners, there's body washers.
Yep, everything.
Everything. Well, not everything, because you can't fit everything in there. Not big enough.
Okay, thank you. Good.
103, 103. And that's for the hot and cold pipes to come through.
Yep.
Are you measuring twice? Drilling once?
165. 170.
Cobwebs. Crazy.
165, so 170. And then 150 between pipe work. So 250 is there. They're at
We've got the
150.
music playing again.
So, it's on and off, isn't it? So we need 15mm drill holes, soles are in there. Should we measure twice?
I would. Thrice even.
170, so
Very expensive boards. Measure thrice. Cut once. That sounded like a swear word.
that's fine. 150. Let's go for it. It's only a few £100, isn't it?
Yeah. Moment of truth. Isn't it? Oh no. Yeah, it is bent quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And not in the right way.
Makes it very awkward.
It what? Sorry, it makes it very awkward.
Yeah, it does. Hopefully that will go. Yep, happy with that?
Yeah.
Right. Good. Right, so you find us again in the bathroom of Ernie. One of the big problems with narrowboats is storage, and I've been working my way through trying to find the best ways to create any little bit of storage we can have. So I've done the shampoo shelf in the shower, I've done the cupboard under the sink, I've made storage in there which is fantastic size. I've also, I think that opens that way, done a small storage there, so that'll have shelves in. It's only 100ml wide, but still good for storage.
Bottles and things.
Bottles, shampoos. But what I'm going to do next, me and my little brain just doesn't stop thinking. This board here conceals the back of the chlorifier. So the chlorifier is your immersion tank for all your hot water. What I'm proposing to do to Shay is I'm going to cut this board down, come across at the same height as the top of the chlorifier, handle, hinges, more storage. That works fine.
Well, you was going to do an open shelf, wasn't you?
I was going to do another hatch, but
yeah.
do that. What we've also got is another oak door left over from the kitchen we bought, where with a bit of alteration,
jiggery pokery,
and good luck, I can cut off equal sizes there to drop it down, because we've got the soffit board of that hides all the cables to go in there, so this door will need to open to that line there. So by taking some off the bottom, taking some off there, putting an infill in there for the hinges, I think we can again make some more useful additional storage. Cupboard in there. It's a shame I can't get a door for that, but we haven't got one that will fit. But I do have an idea. So I won't tell Shay about that just yet. It's just come to me. That light switch, I think will have to be moved. Where we put it, I don't know. We're having LEDs under there, LEDs under here. So I'm going to have a switch in here as well, which will fire the pump up for the shower. But that should give us some amazing storage in a very small bathroom. Don't want to put units on there, we want to keep that open. Probably have mirrors in there. Be very good looking mirrors when I'm looking in them, obviously. But mirrors on there, because mirrors give size to a room, which helps. Could always have a mirror on that back wall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it bounces off, definitely.
More ideas.
Yeah.
So I'm back in the bathroom altering the electrics for the chlorifier. Originally, we have a supply here that is from the solar power. So this was a solar dump, so when there's too much, the batteries are fully charged, that sends power down to the fuse spur, which then sends the electricity across to the immersion on the tank, and it heats hot water for free. But what I haven't done, I haven't moved the electrics over to the side of the chlorifier, so that's my job today. I'm going to take the fuse spur away, put a junction box on there and have that blanked off. I'm going to have to run a cable then across there under the floor and bring it out on the other side of the wall, and have the fuse spur there for the chlorifier where we can connect it all in. And then at some stage we'll get a more efficient solar dump switch done, so when the solar's filled the batteries up, we get free hot water that way as well. So that's my intention. I'm going to tape some wires together along with the wires that's down here, where Mickey Mouse and his friends, that's obviously been in the boat at some stage of its life, has chewed the outer sheathing. So I'm going to cut that there and use that as a draw wire to pull the cable underneath the floor round, and then I can bring it up to the fuse spur, and then I can also bring it into the cupboard, which is for the gulper pump, which is in there. So I'm on my knees in front of her yet again. What have I done wrong?
I've already said yes to the question.
You wouldn't do it again, would you? Maybe I would. She's not a bad one. So,
Not a bad egg.
with my glamorous assistant's help, I've managed to pull through the new mains cable and the new 2.5 feed for the gulper pump. And I can now cut out the old gulper pump cable that was mouse chewed, bring the mains cable up to the old fuse spur, connect that into a junction box, bring it around to the far side, put a new fuse spur on there, and then work out how we're going to do the solar dump and put everything back together. So yeah, not as bad as I thought. I had to give Shay a hand to put it through because I couldn't do it on my own, so I did have to get her to give me a hand. I didn't get my words right, but yeah.
Hold on.
Easier than what I thought. Save taking the unit out, drawing that cable and pulling it was a lot easier. So, another problem sorted. I've also been playing around in the bathroom, but as you can see, something no different. Spent quite a few hours struggling with this. I've had to feed cables underneath the floor. Maybe if I'd remembered to put them there in the first place, it would have been a lot easier. But old age, you do forget things, don't you, Dave? Oh, sorry, Shay. So yeah, so they're in there. So that's all the cables done for the clarifier. So happy with that. So I'll be able to progress with the plumbing once we get it worked up. Decide on a sink. Decide what we're going to do with this hatch, because we're still undecided whether or not to put in a max air fan, which I think would be a good idea. Gets rid of condensation, brings cool air in as well. So let's go see what Shay's been doing. Shower fixed in it. Where's the shower gone? So that's the shower we've got, which we can reuse because it's not damaged, there's no marks on it at all. Thermostatic, so a bit like your ensuite in Spain. So is that okay? You happy with that? Do you reuse that?
Yeah, the only thing probably I would say is how shiny it is.
Oh, chrome is shiny.
I know, but you can get a very dull, like, is that called brush?
That's called lime scale.
We have that at home. You know the taps that we saw yesterday, they were a very brushed almost, like they'd been sandpapered, a dull finish. Can you get showers like that?
Dull finishes, yeah, just lime scale.
What did you do, Ash?
10mm board, 10mm trims don't fit. It's 12mm. They're 12mm. Why haven't you bought 12mm this time?
Hello.
Oh well. Man with a plane can sort his problems out.
Yeah, so what have you done? So these are the sideboards. We just had some spare from here, so you know, we thought finish those off, use them because they're so expensive. So he's cut one there. He's cut one there to finish it.
There's one there.
Oh, and there's one there. You can't see that one, but yeah.
Just
so
plane the back edge off 2mm, put the trim on, fit perfect.
Fit perfect. They do fit perfect. Just planed it off. Yeah, it's all down there. But yeah, they fit, so that's brilliant. You happy with it?
Yeah, that's that done.
You got the glue from your hands?
Yeah, all done.
Excellent. So I'm just on the top of Ernie now because it's Bailey's coffee time, and this is our go-to place. But when we keep mentioning a Max Air fan, for those of you that don't know what it is, on top of the motorhome there, that's what it is. So Ash, if you can just switch it on so it works on remote, very little sound, and then if it's warm inside the motorhome, it opens up and pushes the warm air out, and if it's cold in the motorhome, is it not opening? Oh, there it is. It pulls warm air from outside. So it's absolutely fantastic when we're cooking. We can put that on, and it just pulls any cooking fumes, and yeah, and that's the size of the remote, so it's brilliant. And is there speed settings as well? Yeah.
You have it on all times so it opens and closes with the weather.
Yes, so I don't know whether you can hear her. She's saying that you can have it on auto, so it automatically senses how warm it is and will open and close on its own, which is fantastic. So we're not sure whether to put that in the bathroom area. They're about £300, aren't they, Ash?
350, yes.
Yeah, 350. So yeah.
Lemon drizzle cake.
There's 4 slices there. Have you invited somebody?
Yeah.
Who?
Me and my fat twin. Good morning, guys, and welcome back on our journey to Ernie. Another bit of a chilly morning again today in the boat. It's actually gone up to 10 degrees, which isn't bad because I'm cheating. I've got an electric heater on. Plan today, what are we going to do this weekend? So last weekend we tiled the hearth and the back of the boiler, the potbelly stove, and I fitted these bathroom boards. So this weekend I intend on, I'm going to trim all this up. This is where Shay's going to have all the shampoos and girly products. Sideboard on, that board on as well with the mermaid board. We may have enough to go there, or we may put a mirror on, we're not sure yet. Lighting's got to be moved, light switches, because there was everywhere. There was actually one directly above the shower. Every switch seems to feed one light, which feels a bit odd and a bit OTT. We've decided we're going to have a bigger cupboard down the bottom there. We've got a spare door, so may as well make it as big as we can. We need to decide on worktops and a sink for this now. This will have a board in front, and then this will be tiled with the same tiles of the hearth. Yeah, a few little things to get done first. It's all time consuming. Measure, cut, fit, maybe recut, maybe throw away, maybe start again. But if I'm awake enough, cut, measure twice, cut once. That's a good old saying. So let's see how we get on.
Sunday afternoon, it's time to pack up. We've given it a little bit of a tidy up and a sweep up because it was very trampy. So this is the progress over this weekend. That template there is just an idea of what size basin we want or will fit. So that's all in there.
Talking of which.
Talking of which.
Top template.
Oh yeah, work surface.
idea of template size.
There we go,
Which is
something
a
like
nice
that.
idea template size. So we need length of trim for those.
Yep. So that one there is going to have doors on. We think this one's just going to be open fronted one.
Deep shelf.
Potbelly stove is in position. It's been semi-drilled. You've drilled the stone, have you?
The brackets into the floor are drilled.
Yeah.
I've got to drill the legs, which I'll do once we've got everything in place.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll cover that before we go. We've had a bit of a sweep up and a clean up.
Go.
Units are virtually in place where they're going to be. That gap there is going to be where the fridge and the washing machine is.